Hey, welcome to Emet Animation.
This story is about a child named John and his adventure that would affect the lives of many. John lived alone with his dad and he learned everything he needed to know about life from his dad. They did everything together. When John turned 18, his dad called him while he was sitting on the porch drinking coffee.
John!
Yeah, Dad, what's up?
I need to talk to you.
Am I in trouble? Did I do something wrong?
No. Why? Is there something you're not telling me? No, you didn't do anything wrong.
Whew, okay.
You know I've been teaching you all these years that there's a job that God gives every one of us.
Yeah,
Well, now it's time for you to go out and do that job.
okay.
It's time you go and live your calling.
This wasn't really a shock to John because his dad taught him for years what to do. So John knew the day would come sometime. John packed all his belongings, got all his sheep, all his goats and all his cows. He said goodbye to his father and began to walk in search for his job. John walked in the hot sun with all his goats, all his sheep and all his cows for days, and then it became weeks and even months. When he got tired, he pitched his tent, rested, and then started walking again, day in and day out, in the rain, in the snow. After months of walking, he came across this place and he knew.
This is the place. This is the place where I choose to live. There's plenty of food for all the animals and lots of water. It is perfect.
Now that John has found his home, he pitched his tent and he rested for 3 days. After 3 days, he looks out over the ground and starts marking his land. And so, while he is marking his land, he sees people walking towards him.
Good day, sir. My name is John. It is nice to see people around here. Do you guys live nearby?
No, unfortunately not. We are moving.
Oh, really? I just moved here a few days ago. So why are you guys moving?
Our last home ran out of food and water. There is nothing left. It's all empty. Gone. Nowhere to be found.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but you guys don't have to move on. Stay right here on my land.
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be enough space for all of us here.
No, please, stay. We'll make sure there's enough for all of us.
So he replied,
Heck, why not?
I have just one rule, and that is we should treat each other out of love and not hate.
So the people went and they pitched their camp not too far from John. After John had marked out his soil, he went to fetch his ox and began plowing the soil to plant. It wasn't even long after, and they had enough food for all of them. One afternoon, John was sitting under a tree, and in the distance he saw a number of people walking his direction.
Hey, welcome. Where are you guys heading?
I don't know. All I know, we are moving somewhere.
And just like that, another family on John's land. Everybody lived happily. A few weeks has passed and John was wondering.
I think this place of mine should get its own name.
And as he walked past a riverfall, he saw it was shining so bright he almost thought he was going blind. So just there and then, John decided to name this little place of his Bright River. So every time John goes out and he sees people moving, he invites them to stay in Bright River. It wasn't long before John had to expand his land, because after a few years, Bright River changed from a village to a town, and then from a town it changed to a city, and from a city it changed to a country on its own. There were so many people in the land Bright River. John made little towns because Bright River grew so big. Because Bright River became a country, it meant that John became president of Bright River. And as president, John has only one rule.
And that rule is that every person that lives here should live in love and treat each other with love.
Yeah, okay, it makes sense to treat each other with love. But Bright River just got too big for John to visit all the little towns. So John appointed governors for each town, so that each town had someone who looked after them and took care of them.
Now I say, there are only two rules, and it is that you should treat each other with a love, and that you should follow, listen, and do what the governor of your town says.
That idea sounded good at the time, but the governors who stayed in Bright River made so many rules for their towns. You may not do that, you may not do this. If you want to do that, you must do this first. One of the rules you had to follow, no matter in which town you stayed. You had to follow it, and the rule was:
If you walk past me or see me somewhere, you must greet me with your right hand and not your left. And if you see my wife somewhere, you must greet her with your left hand and not your right.
they made one stupid rule after another. The people of Bright River got tired of all these complicated and unnecessary rules. One day, Elijah, Samantha, and Madison walked down the street after their shift at work.
Hey, Elijah, you hear about Logan blending the cheese and then it fell on a snake?
Guys, hold on, I'm tying
Yeah, I heard he was in the hospital this morning.
Really? Was it a poisonous snake?
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, I guess it was poisonous.
Hey, guys, the governor just greeted you. They didn't even hear him. I don't even think they saw him.
Oh, hey, here comes the mayor's wife.
Good evening, miss.
First, they ignored the governor, and second, they greeted the governor's wife with the right hand.
What's going on here? You three will certainly get punished for not greeting me, and after that, greeting my wife with the wrong hand.
Oh, now they're in trouble. They were sorry and took their punishment, but they were not happy at all.
All these rules. It's ridiculous.
I'm tired of it all.
Yeah, those three don't look real happy to me. The three decided they were going to talk to President John right away.
Mr. President, may we speak to you about something?
Yeah, sure, come in.
Mr. President, we want to talk to you about these governors and all their rules. Life isn't as easy as what it was when you were in charge.
You three are not the only ones who came to talk about them. You're not the first, but don't worry because I have a plan.
And a plan he had. He threw one big party where he invited all the governors to join him, and everyone came. They sat around one big table, and guess what? They all fought about who sits where, because all of them wanted to sit next to the president.
Hey, stop it with this nonsense. Find a place to sit and just sit.
After he spoke, everyone got a seat and was quiet as a mouse.
Before we start, I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you. You all made it so far in Bright River. Thank you so much that you all came to the party. But before we eat, there is something I want to do.
Then he took out a bowl of water. Oh yes, washing their feet. The president went to everyone who sat around the table and washed their feet. Everyone was so confused. They didn't know what he was doing. Some just said,
Hey, what do you think he's doing?
I think he had one too many drinks.
Hey, maybe he's on a sugar rush.
Maybe he is drunk.
I'm not supposed to be here. What's that man doing?
So John went around the table and washed each and every one of their feet until he came to the last one.
Whoa. Just stop for a minute. You're the president. You're not supposed to wash my feet. I'm supposed to wash your feet.
Sit down, Lucas, and let me wash your feet.
I will not allow you to wash my feet. I'll wash my own feet.
If you don't sit down so that I can wash your feet, then you will be relieved from your work as a governor.
Wash then my entire body.
It's okay. Your feet are enough.
Okay, that was weird. The president washed everyone's feet around the table. People were very freaked out. They whispered to each other. They gossiped about the president. They thought he was crazy.
Listen, everyone. I am your president. I invited you to the party. I washed your feet. You should not think you are better than the people who live in your town. You do not have to go out and wash the feet of your people, but I ask you, treat them with love and respect, as you wanted them to treat you. Because, do you know, if those people weren't there, you wouldn't be where you are today.
As freaked out as they were, they understood. When they walked out that room, they walked out with love, and they treated their people with love and respect. And so, not only should they act out of love, but each of us should do so as well. We should not try to be better than the following person, but every day try to be the best person you can be, and seek every day where you can serve, because that is living in love.
Thanks for listening. Please go visit our website for more audio files. We hope you enjoyed this.